Imagine a child being born without the love and comfort of their mother. Imagine a child being born and growing up to know that their mother died in order for them to see the light of day. This is the situation of so many babies born in resource-limited settings. My name is Frederick Morfaw, and I'm a PhD student in the Department of Health Research Methodology. Did you know that in every 4 minutes, one woman dies in resource-limited settings during childbirth? Sadly, that is the truth. The main cause of bleeding after childbirth, the main cause of death after childbirth is bleeding following delivery, which when that bleeding starts, it is a race against death. What if this were to happen to your mother, your daughter, your sister, your wife, or some random woman anywhere in the world? Should we be bothered? I think we should. The main cause of bleeding after childbirth is a lack of the ability of the womb to contract. And the good news is that this can be prevented by giving drugs which actually help to contract the womb. And that is where our research comes in. Misoprostol is a cheap drug which is used to treat gastritis. Yes, you heard me right, I said gastritis. But it has an interesting side effect, that of its ability to cause powerful contractions of the womb. And this side effect is so well recognized that the World Health Organization recommends it as a second-line drug to help control bleeding after delivery. Our question is, why keep it second line? Why don't you just associate that misoprostol to the main drug in order to have an additive effect? Because we all know that logically, 2 heads are definitely better than 1, and both of these drugs contract the womb by independent pathways. In a hospital where I used to work in Africa, alarmed by the large number of bleeding and maternal deaths, we sought for help and obtained a huge consignment of this drug. We gave it to every other woman who delivered in our hospital thereafter. Using appropriate methods, we were able to compare the women who received this misoprostol in addition to routine care against another group of women who received just routine care. Our results show that the women who received misoprostol in addition to routine care, their risk of bleeding after delivery reduced by more than half. Reduce the risk of bleeding, and for sure you will be reducing the risk of subsequent death. And so, ladies and gentlemen, upon leaving here, if somebody were truly to ask you that a cheap gastritis drug called misoprostol for what? Tell them that it is a button in a relay race where the racers are the health personnel and the final sprinter is the mother who must receive this baton in time if she is to have any hopes of racing against bleeding after delivery and subsequent death. Thank you very much.